What up, what up, what up? What's up, guys? Give you guys a little sales secrets this morning. Try to help you guys level it up to another level. This is not just a sales secret, by the way. This is just a business secret in general, but it's going to help increase your sales. If you have a sales team, it's going to help you increase them. I don't care if you have 1 employee or 12 employees or 100 employees. This is going to help you level up to a different place. And the fact of the matter is, it helps you with communication. It helps you with quick communication. It helps you with getting the message out, and it helps your team communicate at a more efficient level. There's too much. So you guys hear me talk about data, not drama all the time, right? A lot of businesses have too much overlap of communication and too much bullshit communication. And what happens is, when that happens, shit's not getting sold, right? Efficiencies aren't happening. So what I'm going to have you start to do is this thing called a huddle call, okay? And what is a huddle call? Some of you have heard me say this. However, what happens is you have to hear something 7 times before it actually starts to take effect, right? So if you've heard me say this for the first time, awesome. If it's the 4th time, awesome. If it's the 6th or 7th time, you might actually start to put this shit in action. You might start doing this. But we're going to get to the point where you start to do this every day with your team. Now, what do I mean by a huddle call? What's a huddle call? A huddle call is 10 quick minutes that you're on the phone every single day with your team. And what do you do in those 10 minutes? You analyze KPIs, your key performance indicators, the things that keep you on track, the things that keep your goals in line, right? So for my wholesale team, for example, on our huddle call, we're going to talk about the appointments that my acquisitions guys are going on that day, where those appointments are, what type of appointments they are, in other words, how many bedrooms and baths the houses are, how motivated those sellers are, what the situation the sellers are in, what the solution is that we're going to bring for those sellers. So in other words, what kind of problem they're having and how we're going to solve their problem, because we don't sell to sellers. In other words, when we buy the house, we're not going in there to sell them anything. We're going in there to solve their issue. So we need to try to figure out what their issue is. Now, a lot of times going on that appointment, we don't know what their issue is going in on that, but our acquisitions person or our appointment setter, their job is to try to figure out the situation, the story, before we go on the appointment. So we're getting all the information we can ahead of time to set the appointment so that when we go on that appointment, we can go in there with a clear mind so we can create a solution for that problem. So we're talking about the deal, we're talking about the appointment, and we're talking about the solution, talking about where the appointment is. Now, on the front end, that's the appointment. Now, on the back end, we have a dispositions guy who's on the same call, and he's talking about, hey, you're going on an appointment in Pennsauken today. I have buyers for that property. They should probably be ready to pay around 100 grand. So if you can pick it up for anything less than 75, it's a deal. So they're cultivating the deal before they even go on the appointment, right? They're setting up expectations for that appointment before they even go on the appointment. In other words, we're setting the deal in motion before the deal has ever been on, we ever gone on the appointment. Now, how long does this take, folks? This takes 2 minutes for that to happen. Now, the next thing we talk about, 2 minutes, wins and challenges of the appointments on the day before. We got contracts the day before. We had challenges with negotiating. We couldn't create a solution. We couldn't help the seller create a solution the day before, right? Here's how I would have done it differently. Maybe we should spend better time on role play. Let's set some to-dos for ourselves. Let's set some appointments to do better role play. And the last thing we end the call in is training, motivation, or do we need to set more appointments, right? What are our challenges on the appointment end? This entire call takes exactly 10 minutes or less, right? And your entire sales team should be on that call for less than 10 minutes. Why should they be on less than 10 minutes? Well, the fact is, your salespeople are type A, right? What do salespeople want to do? Salespeople want to be motivated, and they want to be kicked out the door and put on appointments so they can go close. That's what salespeople want to do. They want to close, guys. They don't want to be spent all day on appointments. I think I lost you guys there for a second. Guys, if you like this stuff, share it. If you're in the business, share it. I promise you guys, this stuff works. I'm not teaching you guys stuff that doesn't work, I promise you. I know it works because I put it in action. My team does it every day, and I also teach this to other people, and I watch them put it into action. I watch their sales grow. So if you're listening to this and you're watching it, put it into action. This is stuff that actionable results happen. We want to close our house. You absolutely will close your house, I promise, Stacy. This is the kind of stuff that my team does on a daily basis, and this helps them close deals, right? They got to communicate, but they got to communicate quickly. They got to get to the point. They got to get motivated, and then they got to get out the door, and they got to go sell. The more time you take your team and you put them in a room, by the way, this happens on a conference call. They call in on a conference call. They don't go meet somewhere, because by the time they get dressed and ready and they go meet somewhere and they get their coffee together, it takes 3 hours to have a 10-minute meeting. You want them on their phone, in the car, on the way to their first appointment, having this meeting, getting trained, getting motivated, getting up to speed with what's happening on the appointments that day, and then off to the races. This call should happen 8:30, 8:45, 9 a.m. in the morning. It should get them prepped, ready, and on the phones or on the appointments. It should get them out the door, and it should get them ready to rock. Right? So we always, no matter whether the call was good or bad, we had challenges or we had wins, we always end the appointment with training and motivation. We always get them rocked. So the person that's running the appointment better be up at 5 a.m., better be running the Miracle Morning, better be watching some motivation so they can teach their people something. Better get their people motivated and ready to roll, right? That's your job, guys. If you're the leader of the team, or you're the motivator, or you're the sales manager, you better be ready for that call so you can get those people rolling. Now, if you have a 100-person organization, you can't have 100 people on that call, right? You need to have each department or each team have their own huddle call. GetFreeConferenceCall.com, okay? GetFreeConferenceCall.com. It's free, or it's like $9 a month or something like that. That way all the calls can be recorded and automatically emailed to you as the team leader. So if you have 10 teams, they can all have their own 10-minute call. And then at 9 o'clock at night when you're bored and you're laying in bed, you can listen to those calls and you can just quality control them. And then you can send a quick email to the team leader. Hey, man, great call. You know, I would add this. Or great call. I think this is a good inspirational piece for tomorrow. Great call. Hey, great numbers. Track this, right? Just quick updates, right? You don't have to be on every call. You don't have to run every one. You don't have to be over micromanaging them. And by the way, guys, every call is not going to be perfect. It's a work in progress, right? What's important now? That's what's important. So, take it. Take the huddle call. Put it in motion. I promise you 100%, you will see increase in activity, increase in sales, increase in team motivation. I don't know why I keep losing connection, so I'm going to take you inside where I got Wi-Fi so I know that you guys will hear me. You'll see increase in team motivation. You'll see increase in sales. You'll see increase in productivity within the first couple weeks of this happening. Do it 5 days a week. Get your sales guys motivated, folks. I'll talk to you later.